So, right, me and Jake running down the street with a handful of comic books, kicking ass and banging chicks and drinking beers.
No, not
and
me.
smoking
Not
weed.
me. I'm married.
Yeah, well,
I'm married.
Jake.
Can't do that.
Yeah. Off panel, off topic with Jake and Tyler. You can almost hear the moment when I've run out of lyrics. There.
We're Jake and Tyler.
Yeah. Off panel, off topic. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, anyway, thank you to anybody that listens to this and enjoys the theme song. And I don't know where this is going. We are doing a special episode dedicated solely to the Suicide Squad.
You know, instead of calling them special episodes, I think we can just say that Tinfoil Radio was different in a lot of ways. And one of the other ways it was different is the structure kind of forced us to do like one a week. However, since we've been doing this one, we've done more than one a week, and I like it. We do them whenever we can. I like that. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of...
yeah, and we wanted to get this up relatively early. The movie just came out this weekend.
Almost saw it on Thursday. Almost did this on Friday, but not quite.
I saw it Thursday.
Yeah.
And I'll admit, I'm part of the problem. I was someone that watched it on HBO Max.
Me too.
But here's the thing. I wanted to watch it Thursday night. I work nights. This was the best option for me. And that's what worked out. Hey, don't take it out with me. Take it with Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers are the ones sabotaging its box office, not me. Okay?
Yeah, it's not me.
Take it up with them.
I don't know
And two, you dumb motherfuckers really think James Gunn isn't going to get another movie after this? Are you serious? Are you serious?
Who said he wasn't going to get another one?
No, I'm just saying that, like, I don't think, as much as I want people to go out and see it in theaters, and I honestly do want to see this movie in theaters. I've watched it 1.5 times, and I fucking love it, and I'd watch it a million more times. But what I'm saying is, this isn't a movie that gets really affected by a box office, because Warner Brothers is already in bed with James Gunn.
Christ. All right.
And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter the box office. They've already committed to doing stuff with him, and rightfully so. He's earned it.
And it's an amazing dude. I literally had a smile plastered on my face the whole time.
That was really just an over-bloated reason for me to...
No hyperbole. I found myself realizing that I just had this really dumb, shitty grin on my face. Like,
yeah.
Most of the time during this movie. Because, man, I'll tell you what. There are not a lot of movies with more heart.
Yeah, this is
You'd be surprised to hear, but seriously.
It is strange because... and I kind of want to talk about this broadly before we... really talk about the movie. I just want to kind of talk about James Gunn, the filmmaker, because he has such a weird career trajectory. He started out making fucking trauma movies.
Yeah.
And he went from there being able to do...
He did some horror movies, didn't he?
Yeah, he did the movie Slither, 2006. That was his first like studio movie.
Yeah.
That was written and directed by him, but he did a bunch of.
I knew nothing of him until he did Guardians of the Galaxy.
and he did some like brief acting periods, and he did something that I thought was really funny. He made the web series. I don't know if it was for funny or die or not, if he just made it himself, but it was called PG porn. So it was really just taking the setup and the acting from porn scenes, but without the sex. It was just. And he was getting like regular comedic actors to be in these roles.
So wait a second now.
Like,
are we talking about? Would they like script out an actual porn scene?
No, it was
okay.
It was
just the actual acting parts.
It's just
the fucking.
It's just making fun of the acting in porn.
Because I think it would be really funny if you had like you remember
we're gonna go down this weird rabbit hole. I'm just trying to.
We'll talk about it after. No. Remind me. Not on the podcast, but yeah, we'll talk about. Okay, yeah, I hear you. That sounds good.
Well, I just don't want to get off on a tangent. About PG
I think it would be
porn.
really funny if like two like actors were standing in the same room.
Well,
fully
okay,
clothed,
for instance, there's
and the woman was like, "Oh yeah," and
here's
the
a
guy
setup.
was like, "Fuck yeah."
Here's the setup.
What?
Okay. It's Craig Robinson and Sean Gunn driving around in a bang bus, essentially. And every time they try and pick these women up, it's not to have sex; they just want to hang out. And the whole thing is, a lot of the time, the women are like in on the idea of it being a bang bus, and they're like, well, "Okay, let's get on here." And she's like, "You got any?" Like one point, she's like, "You got any booze?" And Craig Robinson goes, "No, it's grape soda." open container laws and like just shit like that. Where and he's like, we would have. She's like, what? He goes, yeah, we don't have booze, but we got orange soda, or we got grape soda, we got this soda. We would have orange, but dummy back there drank it all, and it's Sean Gunn driving the car, and he goes, you got to dog me like that as he's drinking a fucking orange soda. It's like, it's so dumb and so James Gunn. But what I'm saying is, like, had I known watching that like 10 years ago that guy was gonna make one of the best DC movies ever made, I wouldn't have believed.
He's made arguably two of the better MCU movies, and some people forget that like part of good entertainment is being able to tug on the heartstrings, or kind of reach that primal, that most primal part of humans, but then bring you back to reality also.
It's balance.
The perfect example, and this is not spoiling anything for this movie because it's from Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. And it is when Sean Gunn's character, and he's talking to Nebula after she's gotten what she needed.
Yeah.
And he's like, so what are you going to do now? And she goes through this whole thing, and it's very well acted, and it's very, like it really gets you here because it's like, wow, you feel her pain and her anguish.
Yeah.
And then Sean Gunn's character is like, yeah, I was talking about maybe buying a hat or something. And it's so, like, that is, to me, James Gunn's directing style. His story type of style is like, he's gonna get you in the feels, but he's also gonna make you laugh your ass off. And he might even make you close your eyes at a time or two. I didn't, but I could totally see some people being like, Jesus already with the violence in this one.
They don't know good cinema.
Which
is funny.
The funny thing is that the violence is there because of how ridiculous it is. People won't understand that, people who don't like these types of movies, but the violence in this movie serves a purpose, and it is to show how ridiculous violence can be. And how ridiculous it's just like over the top it is and everything. And it's great. It's fantastic. Anyway.
I don't necessarily think I see how you could take that from it, but I don't think it is a criticism. I don't know. Because there's some people floating around the idea that this movie is kind of a commentary on the genre, and it's kind of...
I don't read that deep into it,
and I don't think that is either. I think he just made a fun movie.
Yeah,
but I do understand what you're trying to say with the violence, because it would make sense that these people would die because the way he set it up, they're literally dropping them into a war zone.
I can't really. Yeah, we can't.
There's a military coup.
Until we get to the spoiler section.
No,
I can't really
it's fine.
tell you
I'm just speaking broadly. The movie is all about them going in the middle of a military coup.
Yeah.
And they're trying to delete records. That's pretty much it. And I wish they would have not spoiled Starro in the trailers. I wish they would have held back on that. I don't know how I don't know. Because they needed a big, like, oh shit moment at the end of the trailer, so obviously they have the Starro reveal.
Here's what I think happened.
Had I not seen him as a kaiju before,
here's what I think.
I probably would have enjoyed it more in the movie, but we'll get to that.
That's what he is in the comics, but until I saw... here's what I think happened, is somebody snapped a photo while they were filming somewhere, and in the background, people noticed that the extras had stars on their faces. And I think they were like, okay, well, we kind of got to reveal it anyway. Because people already know.
Which is an interesting decision, and we'll talk about Starro.
Fucking-tastic movie. Do you want to start with your thoughts, or are we
but we're going to do what we normally do. Like I said, this is going to be a kind of a standalone episode. Maybe we'll label it as a one-shot. Maybe it's episode 4.5.
We'll fucking do whatever the fuck we want.
Yeah, it's our fucking show.
Yeah!
Anyway, so let's talk about like how we do reviews on this show. We take some time to do some spoiler-free thoughts, kind of give you, in case you
really
haven't seen it yet and you're on the fence about it, and we'll talk a lot. And it is going to be very hard to talk about this movie that way. And then we'll give you plenty of time to stop, go watch the movie, go read the book, whatever, and then come back. Or just keep listening because you don't give a fuck about spoilers. That's your choice.
It's not like spoilering anything. It's really just, I don't want anybody to know anything about this going in. You told me like 2 things that were not important to the story. And And when those two things happened, it was like, oh, okay. But it didn't take away my enjoyment of the film. I'm saying if you know too much about the structure and stuff.
So so here's what I want to say with my spoiler-free thoughts. Don't compare this to the Ayer version, David Ayer.
Agreed.
Because I said it. I believe I said it on this podcast. But I definitely said it with my friends. I don't think it was David Ayer's fault why the first movie was a failure. I think it was absolutely Warner Brothers' fault.
Oh, yes.
I think they meddled too much, and you can clearly tell that they cut it to shreds because the movie, structurally, narratively,
is unsound.
Doesn't make sense.
No.
It doesn't. There's scenes
it's
that
not even
the
fun
scenes
to
aren't
watch.
the scenes aren't in order.
It's not even fun to watch.
And
like
and again, that's why I say it's not his fault because it's exactly what happened with Justice League. It's this thrown together Frankenstein movie. So I don't think it's fair to compare them.
No.
Because it's not the same situation. James Gunn was fortunate enough to be a part of the new regime. He got brought in when Hermata and
there was
different people at Warner Brothers took over.
kerfuffle about the tweets, and he got fired from Marvel. And of course, DC's like, "Oh, we'll take him."
Yeah, we'll take up your talent.
And they're like, "Hey, what do you want to do? We'll pay you to do it."
Which is really funny because it's exactly what they do in the comic books.
But that's not what they said to Ayer. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Is like it's so funny because these two have become they're titans in the comic books. Now they're titans in movies. And it's funny because DC does what the comic publishing does with writers. I mean, you just saw it with fucking Bendis coming to DC 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And so it's pretty commonplace that happens, which is funny why that happened. But I gotta say that I was impressed with, and I still am impressed with his ability, James Gunn as a director, to bring in characters that exist in comic books that I've never heard of or I don't care about, and made me care about them.
Interestingly enough, I had heard about most of them.
Well,
that's how much of a nerd I am.
But here's the thing. You're not reading fucking Peacemaker comics. You're not reading Bloodsport comics.
No, but I did have the first appearance of Bloodsport in Action Comics.
Well, yeah, because he's a Superman villain.
It was during the Man of Steel reboot back in the 80s.
But regardless, I didn't give a fuck about Polka Dot Man. And I ended up caring about him.
Didn't give a
this
fuck about
movie
them,
made
no.
me care about Ratcatcher 2. This movie made me, and
honestly, Weasel's the only one I just didn't give a shit about.
And the thing is too with King Shark. Can we settle on his fucking personality? Because there's 3 different adaptations of King Shark. He first shows up in The Flash. He's a smart bad guy, more traditional King Shark. Then he shows up in Harley Quinn, and he's just this lovable guy who's emotional. And
you talking about live action or
no, I'm saying Harley Quinn, the animated show.
Yeah,
and then in this, he's kind of naive. He's learning how to be with humans. He's kind of dumb, and I don't necessarily think he's dumb. Honestly, in the movie, I just think he's learning how to be among humans. But all 3 of those adaptations, he has different personalities in all three versions.
Never seen the other 2. Well, I've watched the Harley Quinn animated series. And
Ron,
I liked it.
Ron Funches is fucking hilarious as King Shark, and that's personally my favorite interpretation of King Shark because he's so funny. But it just makes me laugh that this one character who is showing up in everything now, but is obscure enough that they can fuck around with his personality in 3 separate adaptations, and nobody makes a big deal about it.
Well,
I'm not either. I think Stallone's King Shark is fucking wonderful. Yeah. But I'm just saying it's funny to me that only because it is a lesser-known DC character, they could get away with that. They couldn't get away with doing that with Batman. They could have a different origin or different... But
yeah, but isn't that what they're doing with Batman, dude?
No, not really.
Let's reboot it again and give him a new
that's not what No, it doesn't.
I'm just saying.
No, I'm saying it is consistent.
Okay.
His character is consistent.
You're right. Yes, fairly correct.
For the most part. I'll admit.
The reboots don't really change the critical aspects of the character.
And Snyder's version is a little bit more extreme, but I still think it's still... But what I'm getting at is, yes, you can have different interpretations on the character, but there's still there's these core things, and I don't think King Shark has that other than he's turned into this lovable character now.
He's not a great white when he first shows up. He's a hammerhead. And generally in the comics, he's portrayed as a hammerhead shark. Occasionally, they'll show him as a great white. But I read this interview where they talked about Gunn was talking about how much time they spent on developing the king shark character to make sure that it would work right. And it's not just as simple as putting a shark head on a human body. There's a lot more to it. But when
my God, he looks fucking beautiful in this movie.
Absolutely.
I kept saying that to Ashley. I was like, I can't believe how good his skin looks.
Yeah.
And how believable his skin looks.
But they did during test shots. They were using a hammerhead because he wanted to be more faithful to the comics. But it was like the angles that they would have to take, and the other actors reacting like to.
Did they do what they did with Thanos, where like was Stallone there and they just kind of put a head on him?
Well, yeah, no, but I mean like.
Well, I mean, did they put the little head on top of him for the eye line? Is what I'm saying.
Probably during filming, but like during the like just the development process, you got eyes out here,
right? And the
actors
the actors don't. It's harder for the other actors to look at you,
and like the angle of the camera wouldn't catch it right. So so I thought that was kind of fascinating. I'm glad. I knew about King Shark. I didn't know that he showed up first as a hammerhead and is generally portrayed.
Every version I've seen, he's been in a great way.
Right, in the comics. But I've seen evidence, irrefutable evidence, that yes. So and it's like, well, that's fucked up.
So let me ask you, okay, so I kind of gave my thoughts a little bit on that. I just think it's amazing that he did what he did with these characters.
I cared about an anthropomorphic shark that kills people.
He did the exact same thing he did with Guardians of the Galaxy. He just did it in a darker tone to fit DC's world. And I'm not trying to compare Guardians of the Galaxy to the Suicide Squad because they're both fucking great, and I don't think they're two different movies. And he's what he was making with Guardians, and I'll let you talk. I'm sorry, I've been kind of taking over.
Yeah, fuck you, man.
What he did with Guardians is great for what it is in the MCU, and I love it for that. And I think what he did here with DC with the Suicide, he did the same exact thing. They want to tell more. They want to be able to have more, give them more creative freedom, which is smart because they realize, hey, we probably should just stop fucking meddling with this shit.
Also,
and they're
he's
saying,
fucking brilliant. Why would we?
And they're also saying that, hey, if you want to make an R-rated movie, we know based on Deadpool and Logan and other ones in the past, they're like, we can still make a lot of money.
Yeah.
So go if you need to make it violent and R-rated, go for it.
Yes.
And
please do.
I don't know how long that will last. I think only certain characters, like only James Gunn gets this because he has Peacemaker and Bloodsport and Rat. I don't think he's going to be able to. It's going to be hard to sell a theatrically released R-rated Trinity movie. Because even Justice League with the Snyder cut, that was never going to
it doesn't fit the tone it doesn't fit the tone of their character, really. I mean, you could.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't like this fucking. We're gonna get in this. You know what? Fuck it. The Snyderverse plays into this,
right?
But I don't like. Look, I want Superman.
You don't like gritty.
No, it's not so much that. Like, Batman's fine if you want to make it gritty and
dirty. You could make an R-rated Batman movie, but don't make an R-rated Superman.
Thank
you.
I totally
agree don't need to make a Wonder Woman one either. In fact, Patty Jenkins has done a great job.
Both. Those
don't know why 84 got so much fucking bad press. Fuck you. I had fine time watching it.
I'm in the minority to actually enjoy that movie.
Me too. What the fuck is wrong?
Anyway. But I will say this. I will say this very quickly with that. What I will say with this, I understand the criticisms.
Yes, me too.
And I don't think it's a perfect movie. I think it has its faults. Absolutely, has its faults. And that's a different episode.
I enjoyed Cheetah. Yes. Everybody was like, that was weird looking. I was like, that was cool.
Yeah.
Kristen
that's a different
Wiig
episode.
is hot.
But
anyway.
what I'm saying is, those two characters are supposed to be beacons of hope.
Right.
They're supposed to be like uplifting. So that's what I want out of those two movies. So PG-13
exactly right.
is what I want.
Yes.
Batman can be more R-rated.
Best. Batman. Yeah. Batman
because he's violent.
Yes.
And you can show like really gruesome murders and shit. That's fine. But like, and I think that's why Suicide Squad works as an R-rated movie as well, because it can show you the violence, and you know what? It works, and it uses its violence as comedy.
Have you watched the tying into this?
Sorry,
it works.
Give me your thoughts. I've been taking over this segment.
I want to finish up one real quick thing. Have you been watching the Doom Patrol on HBO Max?
I've watched like 3 episodes of the first season. I have not.
Another perfect example.
It's a good show
of
it's
a
weird.
show leaning into its core.
It's absolutely
which is fucking weird and dark.
It's going for that Grant Morrison storyline.
Yes.
Because that's the most popular Doom Patrol
exactly.
one. Yeah.
But it works for them. You couldn't drop Superman and Wonder Woman into that. You could, but it would look weird.
I mean, Cyborg's in it, and I think that's only to get a little bit more draw.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, for fuck's sake, the second episode they go up a goat's ass.
Yeah.
And then it explodes with them in it. Like that's the kind of, and so yeah.
There's a character that makes everybody come.
Is that what? Oh my God, Flex Metallo.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Oh, I flexed the wrong muscle. Oops.
And then and then Robot Man can't come.
He's like, oh yeah. God damn it. Yeah, he's all pissed.
Brendan Fraser, man.
Great.
I miss that
Thank you.
I miss that son of a bitch.
But moving on, I just wanted to say like that's another example of like DC characters.
It embraces its comic book source material.
Yes. Thank you. And so my thoughts on the movie. I honestly, it's hard to call any movie perfect, and there are flaws. But this is the most perfect movie I've seen this year. And
for me, it's up there.
Probably so far, it's right top 5 so far this century. It's such a good movie in so many ways.
I think it's up there with me because personally, I think I said that Endgame was perfect for me. And sure, people
pretty perfect.
Everybody has issues with every movie,
of
whatever.
Course. You watch it enough, you can find plot holes.
Sure, but for me, it was a perfect movie. I cried like
so
7 times.
I still
watching
cry.
that movie.
We were watching it the other day, and I was like, "Fuck!"
The portal scene, I cry every time. Not because of not just the emotional impact of it, but it's also I'm watching it as a kid, and I'm thinking, "Oh my God, I can't believe I've got to see this in my lifetime." And I feel that way with this movie for DC. Like I remember when that movie ended for me, sitting there being like, "Holy shit!" I was just thinking like it even the parts that I didn't necessarily like were nitpicks. Overall, it did not dampen my experience at all.
So getting back to my thoughts.
Yeah.
Jesus,
we're going to go all over the place. We fucking love this
movie. I know,
movie.
but...
go see this movie. Go watch it on HBO Max. Go see it in a fucking theater. Watch this goddamn movie.
The problem... The only aspect of this movie that I think is tricky is the violence. Now... the only reason I say that is there are people like my mom, like she was mad that I watched Karate Kid.
Okay.
When the kids beat up on Dan. Okay.
Can I ask you a question about that?
Yeah. What?
What about you? Like you yourself, because you and I have talked about this. I love
it's
gore.
Not real, and I get why it was there. It has to serve a purpose. If it's gore for gore's sake, then fuck off.
Well, here's the thing.
But this movie, it was all... Every single aspect of violence in this movie was designed for one thing, or was designed for a couple of reasons. One, it was to make you laugh. It was to make you go, ooh, or it was to make you go, God damn. That's it. And it worked. Because every time somebody got killed in a fucking like ridiculous way, you're like, one of the 3 things. You laugh, or oh man, or Jesus.
Yeah. And I think that this is, again, what makes this...
But some people are not going to get that it's... Some people don't like watching that stuff on film. I understand that.
So, but you yourself...
Me, I have no problem with it because I understand... I don't
I
watch horror movies because, honestly, a lot of that is gore for gore's sake.
Honestly,
off, right?
I laugh more at gore than I'm grotesque.
If it's done right, I laughed more at the gore in this.
Well, but I'm not going to say there aren't... Like, there isn't gore that makes me squeamish. I'm a human being.
Sure.
But I also understand that this is entertainment and this is a movie. But
nobody really died.
And you actually can attest, whenever there's extreme violence, I usually go, what? Like, I'm shocked.
My general reaction is like, Jesus. Like,
it's one of those, like, I don't do that too. And there's something happening. I'm like,
a combo of those 3 I was talking about.
But I never, it's enjoyment. It's always like, oh my God. Because it's like, and a lot of this is with this movie, like it is very violent, but most of the violence, like you were talking about earlier, is extremely over the top, and it's mostly played for laughs.
When we get to the spoiler part, we're going to talk about the Peacemaker blood sequence.
One of the best laughs in this movie, is probably one of the goriest set pieces in the movie. Some of the best laughs are the gore, and if you
the laughs are so uncomfortable. Holy shit! You're like, ugh.
Oh, we'll get to that fucking scene.
Yes,
oh my God. So anyway,
overall, Jesus is what I say because I'm like, Generally because I would have never thought of killing somebody like that on screen, and somebody did, you know?
It does worry me. Like, it's kind of like I'm a little worried about James Gunn because there's very creative ways of killing people in this movie. I'm like, hey, man,
You kind of just sit there and think about shit a lot.
you're coming
don't
up
you?
with these ideas. Maybe quarantine wasn't good. Because dude, if this is this movie, can you imagine what they're gonna do in the Peacemaker show? Holy
God.
shit! Which I'm excited. I'm very excited because
See, and
that's another thing.
real quick on
John
that-
Cena fucking killed it in this movie.
real quick on that, there's going to be the Green Lantern TV show, supposedly, right?
Yeah.
That would not necessarily work as a gritty.
No, I don't. And that's
Parts of it
you're
could
right.
be, but
I don't
that's
wa-
another beacon of hope character.
You're right. I don't want Green Lantern doesn't have to be R-rated because if you want to show gore, it's going to be aliens. It's going to be like purple and blue blood and
Like
like.
generally, there's not a lot of gore in Green Lantern.
But I'm saying is if you want to show him like fucking
Yeah.
blowing a hole through an alien's head, you could probably get away with it in a
Yeah,
PG-13.
yeah.
Anyway,
But yeah,
let's get it.
Sorry.
Let's say fuck it, and here's your warning. It honestly, we're 25 minutes in. We gave you plenty of time.
I'm gonna give you a 5 countdown from 5, and if you were still listening after I hit 1, then man, I'm sorry. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The part where Peacemaker and Bloodsport are fucking killing all
hold
the
on,
people.
hold on. Let me get there because I want to talk about.
Okay. Yes.
No, but
you're right.
but I want to
You're right.
talk about just let's just okay.
Let's start at the top.
So what did we think of the characters? So I didn't know this, but this makes so much more sense in the terms of the movie. But they were very, if you know, excuse me, I should have hit the burp button. I'm sorry.
Jesus.
It came in one of those things that just kind of came out of me. Ew. So what do we think of Team 1? Because, again, they don't really say this in the marketing. And then looking back and watching the marketing, I'm like, that is a lot of fucking characters. Because there's like 14 characters.
They did it perfectly.
But there's two teams.
The show, yeah, the movie opens up with basically, Team 1 going in.
It is like it's one of those generic things because we get Michael Rooker's character Savant, and it's like this
But
like
Captain
generic
Boomerang
thing.
and Harley Quinn
So
and Rick Flag are there
who's
also.
on Team 1?
Yep.
Rick Flag,
Mm.
Harley Quinn,
Mm.
Captain Boomerang, TDK, Savant, Weasel, Javelin, and Mongal.
Yeah.
No wonder what happens to them happens.
Yeah, they kind of suck.
My favorite, dude, one of the biggest laughs in the beginning of this fucking movie is when they jump out of that plane and Weasel goes in and he drowns.
Yes. Yes. That's the first fucking you're like, oh, that is awesome.
Because we were taking, I
Did
had,
anybody ask
Ash
if
and I were
Weasel
like-
could swim?
did anybody ask you the fucking Weasel? Well, the best part about that is Ash and I were trying to take like predictions and like
Okay.
bets of like who we thought were gonna die. And I said I thought Weasel was gonna die,
Right.
But I thought Captain Boomerang was gonna be like a shock first death. But no, it was Weasel because I was like,
Good call, by the way, on that one.
well, this is the thing. Here's the trick.
They had to
I
sacrifice
noticed in
one
the
of the.
but I noticed in the trailers.
Right.
Team 2 is featured in other parts, and Team 1 you only see in that slow-mo airport walk-up scene, and then you always see him on the beach. So my thought process was, oh, he's going to kill them, which I thought, holy fuck, is he going to kill Rick Flag right away? Which is what I thought, but anyway.
Now we
when
knew
Weasel-
Harley was not going to get killed.
When Weasel fucking drowns. This is kind of perfect that he did that because that totally sets the tone for the rest of the movie.
Oh yeah.
Because there's so many times when you think you know where it's going and then it goes another
So
direction.
Blackguard, Pete Davidson's character, is clearly the Slipknot of this Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
But although Savant is the one who actually gets his head blown off, Blackguard is the douchebag who basically
he sold him out to the
basically shows
Corto
up.
Maltese.
The part where they're at the prison and he's doing this with the guard
yeah.
and he's got the gun. Ooh, oh.
Huh?
That was fucking
Or
great.
this.
Is
Okay.
this a fucking werewolf?
That okay. I will say that is one of my critiques.
Okay.
My one little nitpick.
Mm.
I felt like the chopper scene.
Mm.
It felt like it was cut too quick.
Okay.
I feel like some of the conversations seemed a little choppy, but that didn't take away from the movie at all. I was still in. Like any
The beauty of the movie is once they explain what's going on with Team 2 and do the credits and all that shit, you almost forget about Team 1 except for the 2 people who survived.
Yeah.
You almost forget about all that carnage.
Oh my god, it was
Because Team
dude,
2
it
is
was
so fucking
good.
compelling. They're
It was
so,
so fucking funny though, and that's what I'm saying. Is this brutal,
Warner Brothers
awful
presents is written in CGI blood in the water from
After
Savant's head.
explodes.
Like that's
And then
just
this is how I know the movie got a 10 out of 10 from me.
yeah.
Instantly, because he plays people who died after that sequence and shows them getting crushed, and I was like, oh my god, like that. When I was like, I feel like he is making a movie for me because the needle drops in Volume 1 and Volume 2 of Guardians were fucking fantastic, and he did it again with this one. But to do people who died after you murdered all those, like it was so twisted, and I loved it.
Yeah, I love that song too. But I think my favorite. The whole thing about the movie was just, man, I just, the way, I don't think you could say that there's like chapters. You could say that there's act 1, 2, and 3 for sure. But I wouldn't call it like chapters like, say, Quentin Tarantino does. But from time to time, you'll see words written in a certain way in the scenery. In the background, detritus of the ruins or whatever.
Yeah,
and the way they
uses
did
the
it
environment for title
was
sequences.
the final sequence where it's like words and then they literally just go up and it disappears because it
Yeah.
was just the angle of the camera.
Suicide
That's
Squad
not
versus
real-
Starro. Is
Yeah,
that the
that's
one?
not real shit. Somebody in a computer thing made that up, but they did it based on what James Gunn told them.
Yeah, he was in the. He's very hands on with editing his movies too. So.
Those little touches, man, seriously, like that made the movie for me because
Yeah.
it was like, hey, something's coming up, but we're not being like in your face
It's
about
like we were
it.
saying about with Doom Patrol. This movie embraces its weirdness.
Yeah.
Embraces, and you know what's really great about it? I'll be totally honest with you. They suck. They're not good.
No.
And that's what's so great about this movie is it emphasizes that they just barely survived, which, by the way, are those people dead that got the starfish on them? We don't know. the movie's ending.
We don't know, but I will say this.
That was a critique I had, too. Is like, I thought the fish would fall off and they'd say that these people weren't dead because they make a big deal that they saved that city. And I'm like, looks like a lot of motherfuckers are dead.
all the people that didn't die.
Yeah.
But
Anyway, I don't really, and to be honest, I don't really give a shit.
no.
That doesn't take away from the movie.
No, and I just the central message of this movie is even misfits are worth
Dude, and the
Your
rat
love and
the rat
compassion.
catcher scene, I was fucking
we can spoil it. Taika Waititi is Ratcatcher 1.
No, I know. I'm sorry.
What
You're right.
was
We're
gonna
in
say?
spoilers. We could talk about
Okay.
it. I don't know why my brain was like, let's be
Seriously-
vague.
No. But that scene at the end when they're sitting on the thing in Paris or wherever
and
they
he's-
are.
And he says that why rats? And he says because if they're hated and despised, but if they can find a purpose, so can we.
Right fucking here.
As
dude.
as
right fucking
as he's
here.
playing that like really melodramatic like indie soft or not soft but like indie guitar like
Yeah.
doo-doo, like it's super inspirational, and Harley Quinn's. But then that's what I love about this movie is how he frames all of this as like the juxtaposition of it to have this beautiful, inspiring moment with a character named fucking Ratcatcher 2, who is literally just taking swarms of rats, taking out a giant starfish.
When
And then
she's
you have
there.
Harley Quinn jumping with the javelin from the beginning of the movie.
Which was just a great running joke throughout the
It
movie.
stabs this giant eyeball.
Almost the best part of the opening sequence is when he's like, carry it for, and you see her and you think she's about to cry and she just starts
Slaps
smacking
him.
her. For who? For what?
By the way, Margot Robbie, she fucking nails Harley Quinn.
Okay, you know what? You know why James?
She's gotten.
You know how,
go ahead.
you know how James Gunn got her to sign on for this movie? I guarantee it. He had already written the entire sequence
Yeah.
where she like escapes.
Yeah.
You know, he'd already written it, and he was just like, "How do you feel about playing this?"
Yeah.
And she was like, fucking awesome, because she
said
loves that
she said
character
in
now.
she said in an interview if she would have gotten this script from anybody else, she said it wouldn't have been possible.
Huh?
Only James Gunn could have made this movie.
Yeah.
Which I think is true. It came
Oh,
from
wow.
it's his baby. And it's kind of interesting because I've heard through interviews that he said that this saved him in a way that like he needed this movie. And,
Well,
and it's because again he'd gotten fired from Marvel.
Right.
Things had happened. And he was in a low place, and he said that this
James
movie
Gunn himself is a misfit in a lot of ways.
that's why he knows how to write these characters.
and you think about the actors bring this to life, and without the actors, there's nothing really. I mean, you got the writing and all that, but think about it like this. Generally, they're bringing their own stuff to the role, but they also get direction. That's what the director does.
Yeah.
And he is able to coax. Again, I was kind of talking about it earlier. The final scene where Bloodsport is absolutely terrified, but also begrudgingly accepting
Yeah.
that this fucking rat has made a nest on his leg,
Yeah.
and he's petting it, and the look on his face, dude, that's brilliant right there.
Well, I was listening.
That's
I
brilliant.
was listening to a podcast talking about this movie, and they mentioned a scene with King Shark where it's a one shot. It's a simple shot. Honestly, you wouldn't think much of it, but it's a shot there where you see a couple kissing.
Yeah.
And it hangs on him staring at them.
Yep.
And in that moment,
Dude, I felt so bad.
well, that's the thing. In that moment, James Gunn told you so much about his character. Because we all, like us, nerds, we know that the reason he's called King Shark is he is an ancient shark god, Nanawe, and he's got to take over the throne and have a wife. And in the story, that is one thing that I have seen that's kind of connective tissue, is the royal family desiring a family kind of thing.
Well,
so that was cool to see in that one little moment.
And one thing I will say too, kind of like you were saying, like, we are nerds and we know all this stuff. But here's the thing, I would have been.
But it's broad enough that
as a
somebody else could
person-
pick up on that.
Yes, as a person, if I had never heard of any of these characters whatsoever, I'd never even seen the first movie, whatever. And again, we don't compare them, but just saying. And I watched this movie, I probably wouldn't enjoy it because, if I don't watch these types of movies. But I would be able to pick up on, and if I just watch like the character interactions, like I care about those fucking characters by the end of that movie. I do. I give a shit.
You well up with the moment with Taika Waititi.
What did I
because
say
you
on
can-
Facebook? I said, if you can humanize an anthropomorphic shark,
Yeah.
I mean, his eyes are. The whole scene with her, Ratcatcher 2 and King Shark.
He's almost eats her.
Yeah, well, he's like.
So they wake up. Well,
you
the,
don't have
the,
any friends,
The
but if
rat
you had
wakes up.
friends-
The rat alerts Bloodsport.
Right. How
'Cause
deep a sleeper are you?
Well, he gets woken up because Polka Dot Man's fucking vomiting like neon polka dots.
Right, which is, I don't want to, honestly, even if you.
We're in
one more
spoilers.
spoil-
We're jumping
His
around.
origin thing.
We're
is
all
great.
over
I'm
the
sorry,
place.
Go ahead.
No, we're just jumping around. Clearly, we fucking love this
It's
movie.
just
but,
so good. There's so many good parts.
So, but the death. I want to go back to that
Yeah.
first sequence because I
Yes.
think again, with the weasel bit was enough to make you realize, you know, this is the movie we're in for.
Oh yeah.
Like it sets
If
the
you
tone.
weren't sure, it's almost when he kills the bird with the ball too, which is before all that.
Oh, and then the bird eating his brains. That was beautiful.
Yes.
No, but what got me laughing
Yeah.
was with the TDK when he pops off his arms and like goes to fight him, and Harley
it was
Quinn-
so ridiculous.
and he's just
looking.
slapping their helmets and slapping
Yeah.
them around. Meanwhile, we'd already seen Pete Davidson get his face fucking blown off.
We're caved in, dude.
It was incredible. I was like, oh, okay, yeah. Because I had heard it's violent, and then I saw that, and I was like, oh, okay, yeah, it is.
right.
And I'm still fucking howling about the weasel drowned. Did anybody ask me if the weasel could fucking swim? Like, that was so good. But then when they get on the beach and then the TDK stuff, and I'm like, these people are gonna get slaughtered.
Yeah.
Like I was just thinking about that.
Well, so I didn't realize that.
And
Like,
it's also James Gunn making fun of these fucking useless villains.
I didn't realize like that was gonna like happen because in my mind, okay, Rick Flag and Harley Quinn and Captain Boomerang are with and on that team. So I'm like, okay, obviously some of these people are gonna get killed, but not those three. And then the carnage starts happening, and
When Mongal tries to save
Oh
everybody,
my
it jumps
God.
on the helicopter. It cuts
and
down
literally
the trees
like
and
kills
explodes
everybody
and
else
kill-
almost.
That's what
pretty
kills
much.
Captain Boomerang.
Yeah, which I'm okay with him going. But you know who the real stars of this movie?
What?
The people who steal this movie, all the fucking people working for Waller.
Oh my God.
At Project whatever at
Yeah,
Bell Reed
Project
Prison,
Starfish.
they fucking steal the show, dude. Because they, when she's like, "Get on the fucking computer, Jeff."
Yeah.
That's
Get on
what
the fucking satellite, Dad. It was, oh, yes, ma'am. He like walks out.
And
We got a fucking kaiju in this shit.
And by the end of it, Waller has clearly figured out a really good punishment for them.
Is working with
We're doing spoilers.
Working
anyway.
with Peacemaker.
Yeah, and
Which is
saddling
interesting.
us with this douchebag.
So
And she's hot.
So team one is the one that is fodder. Javelin goes to throw it, gets fucking pelted with bullets.
Just ventilated.
And then, as we talked about, gives the javelin to Harley, and she gets. It's funny how she gets captured because she's still like, I don't even know what it is. Like it's such a Harley Quinn
yeah.
moment. And then Rick Flag gets captured as well.
Yeah,
And-
by a different group.
But and then we do this is the first time we see this. It cuts back to 3 days earlier, and it shows the setup of the new team. One of the funniest jokes I think was, or one of the funniest things, immediately sets up John Cena to really steal this show. And I understand why HBO Warner Bros was like, we should make a Peacemaker show, because that's happened. Like the executives saw a screening and said, can we get John to do a fucking TV show? Which is genius, because I want to see this fucking
Such
show.
a great.
But this is what I love about James Gunn. He's got to be a wrestling fan, because he got Batista to be like, Drax is fucking great, and John Cena is so he's so naturally funny in the movies he's got now. He doesn't do action movies. Like, yes, this is a superhero movie, and yes, he does.
did The Marine, but then he realized he's like, that's not my style.
He just did Fast 9, but predominantly he's been doing comedies.
Right.
And I think he's found his niche, whatever you want to say. And
just class. It almost looked like every scene that he was in, I don't know if they CGI'd or they just said, hey, work out a lot before
his veins.
Yeah.
I guarantee you they do this all the time. Actors absolutely get a pump in before
Yeah,
they
yeah.
do scenes, so their muscles swell.
Hemsworth was talking about it way back, maybe on
you
Thor 2.
do it so your muscle swells and you look more jacked.
You do like a bunch of, I guess. Yeah.
Because it's
But
weird.
that was insane to me. I was just like, Jesus Christ.
No, he's always looked like that. And well, it's actually funny because unlike The Rock, who's becoming more and more like a giant boulder,
strangely enough.
See what I did? Pun there?
Yeah.
Cena actually looks like he's gotten smaller, and he looks healthier in my opinion. But anyway, like the first scene you see him, he's so fucking funny. Like he immediately, and even James Gunn makes fun of what he did in the script in this sequence, because she when she talks about Bloodsport, he's the deadliest man in the world with a weapon in his hands. She says almost the exact same thing about Peacemaker, and then Bloodsport goes, well, what the fuck? I'm this guy. Why is he here?
She's about to continue. He's like, hold up.
Why is he on the team if it's me? Like, you already have
you
this
just
guy.
said each teammate's unique abilities.
Yeah, and
fucking classic.
he's like, yeah, but I'm better than you. Like,
and I love
and
how
then they had that dick measuring contest about the bullets.
But at the beginning when they're having that thing, Peacemaker's like, I got smaller bullets, and how does he get taken out?
He gets killed by a
Because
smaller
Bloodsport's
bullet.
got smaller bullets. But yeah, okay, so let's talk about the sequence, the dick measuring, because you told me about it, kind of. You were like,
I said there's a dick measuring.
He didn't give
sequence
anything away. He
between
just-
Peacemaker and Bloodsport.
right. But it didn't give anything away or take anything away from it at all, because it was just so fucking brilliantly done.
Well, just how
They
it
don't-
starts.
They don't talk
Just how. Well, that's the thing too, and that again shows you
because they're trying to be quiet anyway.
But that shows you again to what I think was great about John Cena's performance, and what's great about Idris Elba's performance. Look, honestly, pro wrestlers, some of them are clearly just pro wrestlers, but there's some guys like Cena and The Rock. They've been doing that for so long. They've been working a crowd for so long.
Right.
They've been playing a character they know how to act. And Cena showed it here without saying words. Until the end, which, oh my God, the ending of the sequence. Like the last bit, like the last guy they killed, like we'll get to that. But I just want to talk about the setup in general. So we go to the camp. They're approaching it. John Cena was like, he's like, I'm obsessed.
They just know Flag is in there.
Before you,
That's
they're
all they
trying to
know.
infiltrate
and
the
that
base.
he's captured. That's it.
And in that sequence, that's the sequence from the trailer. He's like, I'll kill any man, woman, or child to get it. She's like, Jesus, I thought you were the crazy one. I am. Fucking poke it up. But
he pulls off that bag of dicks, Beach.
Oh my God.
He pulls off that line. Nobody else can pull off
would-
that line.
You bet.
Yeah. Just
But when he shows up, he takes out this guy, shoots him in the back of the head, and then, but like with a silencer. Which, by the way, his gun is already gigantic, and then he puts this fucking huge ass silencer on it. So he shoots this guy, kills him, and then Bloodsport does the same thing, and Bloodsport flips him off, and then he does the jerk off motion. And I'm like, God damn it! Even in that little bit where Cena goes, I was like, oh shit. And he does this twice in the movie, where he puts the camera in the center. He focuses Idris Elba in the center, and then shifts the camera in the corners of the screen around him.
Yeah.
And they do. I didn't notice it until I watched it again, but he definitely does it in this sequence where Idris is in the foreground and then John Cena's in the background killing someone.
Yeah.
And then they kind of do that around, and it's like such a fucking brilliantly shot sequence, and it's honestly my favorite sequence of the whole movie. because it perfectly nails everything. It's violent, it's gory, but it's funny as hell.
Oh, dude,
And
so
it's-
uncomfortably funny. So uncomfortably funny when they realize that they just killed all of like.
Well, oh my god, not even that. Actually, you know what starts? He didn't shoot that guy. He threw a fucking axe in his face.
Yeah.
And then goes up and
First guy.
picks up the axe, throws at another guy, hits a guy, then takes it out of the guy that he threw it out of the other guy, and then stop that guy in the fucking bed. I was like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's just, but yeah,
And
it's just
then
classic.
fucking Idris Elba. He's killing him, and they're like, it's just fucking great. And then one part he takes blow darts and shoots them with blow darts.
Yeah, that's Peacemaker.
Yeah, Peacemaker does that. And then Idris Elba's doing all this weird shit with his guns and technology and all that. And
you know what I really liked
then-
about that sequence, real quick?
Yeah.
The blow darts is the very last one. I didn't notice until he does 3, I think, and the very last
Yeah.
one I didn't notice it.
the guy's dick.
But no, they show like he blows the dart out, and they show like
They
it was
show the
probably
dart.
CGI,
Yeah.
but it's. I was like, wow, that's little touches,
Yeah.
little touches.
But and then they eventually just start not looking. They
They
start
could
doing.
have had John Cena go, "Whoa," and then the guy fall down, and we would have gotten
Yeah.
it. But
But I
those
like that
little
they showed the little
touches,
arrow, yeah. Or then they eventually just meet up and they just start shooting. And then Cena ends it like, oh my god, one of my favorite shots. Bloodsport lights the guy on fire.
Yeah.
Peacemaker walks up, shoots him, and then picks his nose. Is he so casual about murdering these people? And then
He's clearly a sociopath.
yeah,
Like,
and then,
a lot.
And then they get to the fucking part at the end and there's fighting, and then finally it ends with Cena not looking at the guy, shoots behind
Yeah.
his back, hits him in the shoulder, and he falls down, and then he's like non-lethal, it doesn't count.
Yeah.
And then he goes, something
Detonating
remote
bullets,
delayed detonating bullets or something
Yeah.
like that. And then the guy just explodes into this human cake, just all over the place. And then he goes, nobody likes to show Bloodsport. Nobody likes to show off. Not unless what they show off is dope as fuck.
Yes.
And then when Bloodsport turns around and goes, "Fuck, it's true."
Yeah.
I
forgot about that, but that Cena,
the way that Cena
line,
says that
dude,
is so douchey.
Yeah, it's so like a teenage kid.
Did you hear his direction? James Gunn told him to play it as Captain America, but a douchebag.
Yeah.
And John Cena goes, "That's all I needed." And
When he shows up in the tidy
when
whities,
he
dude.
says the line of "dope as fuck," and I was like, "Damn it, that is so funny." And then the fucking "fuck, it's true." I wish they could get like. Unfortunately, where the story goes with Bloodsport,
Yeah.
like shooting him and
Yeah.
everything. But I want to see them back together because Idris and Cena, I think, work really well.
Absolutely. The problem is that you kind of got a really good reason to hate Peacemaker now.
Yeah.
He killed Flag, man.
But come on. Obviously, the 8-episode show is going to be a redemption arc, and you start caring about him. Because based on what I've heard, just from what James Gunn has said publicly, is that the team, Waller's team, is going to kind of de-radicalize him
okay.
a little bit. I think they're going to try and... Because what James
can
Gunn
just
said is
imagine.
they clearly have opposing politics.
Right.
So it'll be interesting. But, dude, there's so much of this movie that I love, but that one sequence was just so brilliantly shot and so well done. Like I Ashley had, when we watched it Thursday night, Ashley had fallen asleep, so she wanted to go back and see the sequence that she missed.
Yeah.
But I was like, well, I want to watch this scene first, and then I almost was like, well, I kind of watch this scene. She's like, if you want, just start the fucking movie over again.
Sure.
I thought about it, but we got just watching that sequence the second time. I was like, God damn, it's so good. It's so well made. It's so well shot. You could tell he put his heart and soul in this movie, and it's just so like everybody doing it is great.
This is not a weekend assignment from a studio. This is something that he needed to make.
This was purely passionate
and this was literally, hey, Warner Brothers says I can do whatever I want, so guess what I'm going to do?
We never finished this thought. So they were camping.
Yeah.
Polka Dot Man's pukes. Bloodsport gets alerted by the rat. He's squeaking. He's like, what the fuck? And so he follows the rat, and King Shark's about to eat Ratcatcher too.
Right.
He's like, what are you doing? And then
Yeah.
he pulls out his gun and shoots him to subdue him.
Yeah.
And then that was a really touching scene.
Well,
at the end of
she's
it.
like, hey,
Do you have friends?
You don't have
eat your
friends, okay.
friends.
But if you had friends, would you eat them? No. Can we be your friends? That was great.
Yeah.
But we neglected. We've been talking about this movie the whole time, and I completely neglected to think about or even remembered the most cringe inducing joke throughout the movie, which is that Polka Dot Man, everybody he sees, including Starro, is his mom. Which is so uncomfortable in the strip club scene. So no, when he's dancing and
At
they're
the club and they're all his mom. It was not a script. It was a nightclub. It wasn't a strip club. But
they
yeah.
show he looks at his teammates, and the King Shark version of his mom is just a bigger mom with gray skin. And it's just so fucking great. It's like, and it's tragic too, man. Like,
because his mom experimented.
right?
On him and
Like, I mean, it's sad, but man, Das Malkian pulls that off too, really well.
But that's the thing,
the whole thing,
and that's the whole movie. Is is this constant juxtaposition of really touching moments, but really violent moments,
with horror,
really sad movies, moments, really funny moments. Like it's constantly that balance. And so when they finally get to where they're going in Jotunheim, which where Starro is, when we finally get there, like even the shot before that was great because it's just the water, or it starts to rain, and it's Hey by the Pixies as they're walking in, and then that's the scene from the trailer and it's such a cool shot. It's so over the top, but I love it. And again, it's a comic book shot. It is embracing its silliness, and that is a scene that you could see in the comic book where King Shark grabs a man, pulls him apart, and you see his spine and rib cage, and as he's doing that, a strike of lightning happens behind him. And I was like, that's such a rad shot. Yeah.
And it was in the red trailer, but it's still cool to see again.
Because you just like that.
My favorite, I know I'm jumping just a little bit ahead, but when they finally say fuck it and go after Starro and Bloodsport puts together that gun.
Yeah.
Like, you think he's done. Like, the fourth or fifth thing he grabs. But it just keeps getting bigger.
Rewatching it last night, I didn't realize how long of a sequence that is.
And he just puts this gigantic, like, do, do, do. Like, that's a kick-ass sequence right there.
Well, and that's the thing.
Like
that's kind of... That doesn't... And this is what I kind of like. It doesn't necessarily go from the comics, but it kind of does at the same time. Because the whole thing with Bloodsport is his suit. He is able to teleport weapons from the future into his hands. And that's how he shoots Superman. And that's how he has been able to be a Superman villain, but just being a dude because he has the future weaponry to fight him. And
also kryptonite bullets.
So they kind of allude to that when he takes it off his clothes and it transforms. So I think that's kind of what they're referring to. But like that
that was one of the cooler aspects of his character.
That's the other sequence I'm talking about, where it's steady shot with him dead in the center, Bloodsport. And then it moves with Harley as she jumps over here, and then it cuts back down over to King Shark, and he goes, that's Nom Nom, and he's like, Nom Nom!
Yeah.
And then it cuts back down to Polka Dot Man, and then the sequence. And then Polka Dot Man's death. Honestly...
That was really the only unexpected one.
That one probably got the biggest laugh out of me. I'm sorry.
Really?
I liked what he did with Polka Dot Man. I had
I
like that, but it was just so funny. Like I couldn't resist it.
I should have known better.
Because when he said I'm a fucking superhero, I'm like looking at that shot. I'm like,
when
he's gonna drop it right.
When he said that, I knew he was gonna die.
Yeah.
I mean that was coming, but I felt like I should have known better. But I felt like after everything that they'd been through, that these
I thought he was
were gonna survive.
Yeah, that was a shocking death for
sure. But to be honest. But this is what super sad that he died.
But this is what's smart and also really annoying about this movie. And I say annoying as a joke. I love this movie. But Gunn does a great job of setting your expectations. Because when he kills Team 1, all those people, and then you see Team 2 in danger, you're like, oh, fuck, is this person going to die? Is this one going to die? Because that's what Ashley was doing when she was watching it, and I already seen it. She kept asking me questions. Because she's like, is this person going to... I don't want to watch this if everybody fucking dies. Like, she was getting upset about it, and I was like, great. That worked. He made you care that much about King Shark and that much about Bloodsport.
And I think that's why he killed
she was like, she was... and when we get to Jotunheim, when Peacemaker has his heel turn, to use a wrestling term...
it's pretty much what happens.
He does. And when he... But that, again, is a great... It goes to the writing. It makes sense.
Oh, and they beat the shit out of each other. It's not
a twist for twist's sake. It makes sense
for his character
narratively that he would do that.
Absolutely.
And so yeah, in fact
he feels like bad about it at first. He's like, "Sorry, sir, I don't want to do this."
What he says is exactly what Peacemaker is. He goes, I'll do anything. Or he's like, any price is the worth to pay for peace, even a hero's life like yours, sir. So please hand me over.
Yeah,
he's trying to give him out. He's like, I will.
No, yeah,
I'm gonna kill you.
Yeah.
Like I will kill you. And I think that was really. But that fight
flag
scene,
thing, brutal.
fucking awesome.
Yeah, but brutal.
But like when he's throwing him and he folds him like a god, like I feel bad for the stunt person that had to get thrown around. And I guarantee you, Cena did it himself. I know there were wires, but part of me thinks like again, think about what's horrifying about that. John Cena's a big dude. Imagine him being angry and ready to kill you coming at you. That's horrifying.
Well, one thing. Speaking of stunts, and we'll move on. I think because we've blabbed about this movie so much already, but I mean it's worth it. The stunts. I particularly enjoyed Harley Quinn's action scenes, and the reason why, especially when she escapes.
She did that herself. Do you know that?
That's what I was just about to say. Is I know that she has done her own stunts. In fact, in the original Suicide Squad movie, she trained so that she could be underwater long enough for them to film that whole sequence. And finally, Ayer said, "No, we're not
We're not going to drown you.
We're not taking a chance that you drown so you can do this yourself." Like, no. But
let's get people that know what they're doing.
So there was one particular point. I think it was when she was escaping, probably, and she's in that room with all the metal doors. And she's just, there's all the guys in the middle, and she's kind of using the doors, to beat the shit out of them. And I was making sure I was looking at her face to make sure it was like her, because movie trickery. It's easy to move it in such a way that it looks like the person, but it's not.
Well,
But I could tell it was her, and I was like, that's cool. Like she's not only hot, but she's badass. Like that's. Some serious total package shit.
She showed a lot of upper arm strength because she pulled her feet up like that and held herself there and did. So yeah, that was all her. She actually said that Harley Quinn was going to kill her because of all the stuff she had to do.
Right.
But every character, I think every character had a purpose.
I cared about every
really
character.
Worked. Yeah, and even Harley Quinn, a character who, in general, I don't really care about, or it's. I don't know. She's never really appealed to me. I don't dislike Harley as a character, but she's never someone that I liked Birds of Prey, but it's not like I have to watch a movie with Harley Quinn in it. And that's just always been my feeling towards the character.
Sure.
That being said, I think Margot Robbie is fucking fantastic in the role. Mm-hmm. And I think her performance really is great in this movie. It makes me really care about Harley. And it's just But I think that King Shark being your favorite is funny.
Courtship thing was funny as shit.
When she fucks that guy and then shoots him in the chest because he's like, I'm going to be a warlord. And she's like, pop.
Sorry, dude.
Sorry, I saw a big red flag.
Yeah.
Killing kids is a big red flag. Like, shit.
And
he's just sitting there bleeding out. Again, darkly hilarious because it's so... And it was brutal.
And almost immediately afterwards, this general sets a fucking giant cage full of birds on fire.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Stays on it long enough for us to hear the birds screaming. So it's that kind of movie.
Yeah. What's up with him and birds, man?
I don't know.
He kills a bird.
Birds
bird
are
eats,
disgusting.
Bird eats Savant, and then he kills birds again.
Birds are disgusting.
Loud motherfuckers.
Also, if you used to read or if you listen to Tinfoil Radio, they're not real.
They are not. They're androids, according to the internet. I think Peacemaker is probably my favorite. And I'll admit I have a little bias because I like John Cena, but I think Bloodsport's great.
It's hard to pick a favorite one. I think King Shark just because he affected me. More than I thought he would
another example,
be able to.
Another example of expectations when they've turned those cute fish into fucking piranhas. And
that part was
and
so
there's
cool.
There's blood, and I'm sure you were thinking this because you fell in love with him. You're like, they're gonna fucking kill King Shark this way,
right?
That's what I thought too.
Which they end up not, which is great. But that was the only time I heard Sylvester Stallone. Was when he screams. That was. But the rest of it, honestly, he did a really good job, like not being Sylvester Stallone doing a voice.
When he said he'd wear a disguise.
Yes.
And I'd wear a disguise. See, that's what I mean. I
He
think
even puts his-
I think it's interesting because he kind of gets smarter throughout the movie. He starts to form.
He learns.
He learns how to start forming sentences because he goes, "How would you do it then?"
But then
And
he's got his
his
hand.
finger up on his nose as a mustache.
You don't
like,
look any
you still
different."
look like a giant fucking shark. Like that, I think Peacemaker said that. He's like, "You still look like a giant shark."
Fake mustache.
And it's also funny because it's a great analysis of Peacemaker. Because he's the one who says, let's have fun. He's the one who says, we're getting drinks. And he's the one who goes, you forgot the rat. And in Bloodsport, Idris Elba is the one who's trying to say, we're on a mission. We shouldn't be drinking.
Yeah.
And then to see that twist of them flipping roles in the end where he's going to fucking kill Ratcatcher too. Which, dude, that sequence with Rick Flag, we talked about how brutal it was. When he kills him, it's heartbreaking. And I didn't give a fuck about
It's heartbreaking for Peacemaker.
Tyler,
You can tell.
Tyler, my biggest critique of the first, one of my biggest critiques was I was like, Rick Flag is fucking useless. Why is he in this movie? He's a cutout. He sucks. And again, I'm not blaming Ayer for this. I'm blaming the fucking editing of this. Because this version of Rick Flag, I gave a fuck when he died. I was disappointed. I was sad because I thought the same thing. Like, fuck you, Peacemaker. Because when he does it and they show it going into his heart, I was like, fuck me. Did they really need to do that?
Yeah.
But the fact that he just stabs him and then slaps it in, I was like, Jesus. And yeah, you see it. And again, you got to give credit where credit's due. John Cena kills this role because John Cena looks like remorseful. And he slowly, like, gently lays him down like, oh my God, I killed him.
Right. And for somebody who doesn't have a lot of remorse about killing, that's significant.
And then him chasing down Ratcatcher 2 when she has the thing and he grabs it and throws it. I was like, Jesus Christ. Because I was thinking, like, he's going to fucking kill her too.
Yeah. I was pissed.
And again, that's again showing character growth and showing you something interesting.
But
and I think they're going to play that with the show because he says, she goes, why not just destroy the hard drive? Why are you trying to kill? Don't kill me. You don't need to kill me.
Because I've seen it.
And he goes, because I'm thorough. Like, that was him, again, feeling, he cared about the Suicide Squad. He cared about those people, and you could tell it tore him up killing Rick Flag.
And then right then,
Dude,
you're
that
like,
sequence
Yeah.
before that, I'm sorry, we're all over the place. The Milton joke. Holy
oh
fuck.
my God. Yeah. Oh, yeah, Milton.
He was
yeah,
with
that
us?
That was
Because
really
Ashley,
good.
watching it the first time, goes, why the hell is the driver with them?
Yeah.
And then they answer that, follow that up with that bit. I was like, God damn it, James Gunn. I'm sorry, but I told you about this before we recorded. The sequence of Jotunheim destroying with the two teams being split up, and Cena, it has her at gunpoint. It cuts. We go back.
It says like 8 minutes earlier
We play
or
that
something like
bit,
that.
and then, but it looks like all hope is lost because you had the piranha thing and all that. But when Bloodsport lands on the ground, you're like, oh shit. This is what's really funny because watching it again with Ashley and me already seeing it. Because I remember watching it I by myself because she fell asleep and I'm watching it by myself going like, God damn, that's awesome. Like, because he falls like 4 flights down.
One at a time.
One at a time, and it's Ashley goes, "Holy shit!" when he first lands, because that's what it's because you're like, "Oh, did he break his leg or whatever?" And then at the second one, she's like, "Jesus!" And then the third one, she starts laughing because she's like, "Okay." And I just remember smiling when I saw it because it's such a funny bit. But then he lands right where Peacemaker is with the gun on her, and that was where I went, "Mwah, chef's kiss." This fucking movie is brilliant.
Yeah. he found a way to make
He subverted
He's
all
found-
my expectations.
yeah,
I didn't know where this movie was going.
me neither. And even knowing as much as we did.
Yeah.
Going into it.
And I'm usually pretty good at predicting something. Like, you can predict the third act of these movies usually.
Yeah. I mean, like, honestly, the only real predictable thing for me was when Polka Dot Man got killed. Because he does, I'm a fucking superhero. And I think
And the framing of it, you could
both
tell.
you and I were like, dude, he's going to get stopped.
Because the framing was like, clearly it was going to show the thing coming down.
But that was it to me. Everything else was like, didn't see that. Excuse me.
Yeah. I just that and then him shooting him with the smaller bullet, like seeing the bullet go through and hit him. Ow! Which I can suspend my disbelief for a lot of comic book shit. But having Peacemaker get shot in the throat and then saying he still lived in the rubble, bit of a stretch. I'm not it's comic books.
Well, the fact that he got shot in the throat is based off of already disbelief suspension they
That the bullet-
somehow
but the-
fired exactly right,
right,
at each
and
other.
the little bullet magically went through the bigger. Yeah, it's a comic book movie. You kind of got to let that shit slide. You know what? Well, but then I thought that would have been honestly what I thought was like, oh, cool. This is gonna the Peacemaker show is gonna be a prequel.
Yeah.
But then as they did that, I was like, okay, so maybe they are because
That's what I thought too.
I'm glad
Yeah.
they're going the route of reforming him because clearly he showed remorse killing Rick Flag, and he clearly showed remorse.
Still a dick.
Didn't showed remorse killing because I think him saying thorough was he's gonna kill everybody on the Justice Squad,
Suicide
the Suicide Justice, the Suicide Squad, and report back because he's thorough.
The Suicide League and the Justice Squad are here for.
I wouldn't be against him throwing down with Bloodsport like he did with Flag because that was a cool fight. And when he smashes his head in that fucking pillar, Rick Flag, I was like, Jesus, because I thought he was gonna just smash it all the way through and it's just gonna be like grotesque thing. Because again, this movie's like I don't fucking know, but that always stuck with me too. I think what really stuck with me, and I think how they're gonna use this for the show, is when Rick Flag says "Peacemaker." What a joke.
Yeah.
That's his last words. And you can clearly tell that stuck out to him. So I'm interested to see.
It is a joke, honestly. And
Again, framing.
Kinnaman pulls it off really well, too.
Great framing, too. To immediately pan over to her in front of the hard drive and we're like, oh, fuck me.
Yeah,
Like, I was thinking
right?
that in my head. I was like, God damn it. John Cena's going to kill this poor girl.
Right.
And
She's really the heart of the movie.
But again, that goes to the storytelling and making me care that much about Peacemaker to be like,
fuck you, James
this
Gunn.
guy.
No,
Yeah.
great movie all around.
Yeah.
I give it.
Let me ask you this.
I give it a 4.9 out of 5.
10 out of 10. That's our. You don't know our scale.
I can't really give a perfect to anybody. I just
5
don't think
thumbs
it's
out of
possible.
5 thumbs.
All thumbs up.
Thumbs and toes.
Up my butt. Whoa.
That's disgusting. Were you gonna say don't end the show on
he
that?
just looks at me like, and I'm just like, wait a second.
Well, final question.
Okay.
Was it and we kind of already answered this, but was it? Do you think making it R-rated and going full bore with the blood and guts? Do you think that was effective?
Oh yes.
I
don't think
yeah.
it's a good. I don't think. I'm not going to say
I don't
I
think it's
wouldn't
the same
enjoy
movie
it,
as-
but it's
as
not the
PG-13,
same movie.
yeah.
No, hell
I don't think
no.
it is if you cut that.
No, okay. So there was a Die Hard movie. I can't remember which one.
Live
The one
Free or
with
Die
Justin
Hard?
Long.
Yeah, Live Free or Die Hard.
And they released it PG-13 and basically just cut out all the swearing and the violence.
And then you saw the unrated version. You're like, this is so much better.
I saw the unrated version first.
In theaters?
No, on DVD.
Oh.
And then I was at work at the station, and it happened to be on USA. And I was just sitting there going like, because I watched the unrated version. I'm like, how the hell did they cut any of this? It wouldn't make sense.
Yeah, the unrated version is so much better.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what I hate, especially when they take R-rated franchises and try and make.
I don't give a shit if your 13-year-old kid can come see my movie.
I think this is a great
But parents do.
achievement in subverting expectations and honestly giving this genre a shot in the arm.
Yeah.
I think it reinvigorates DC, but it also reinvigorates everything else. And I think that, and you and I we've talked about this before. I think DC's best choice is to lean into the darker sensibilities.
Yeah.
And play up to the fact that, hey, maybe we're not for kids.
Stick with
You
the
can-
Elseworlds.
and you can have Superman and Batman, Wonder, like we talked about. You definitely have space for those characters
Sure.
to be more family friendly, and that's fine. But don't. I think this is the right approach. That's saying, hey, this
Stick
is the
with
Suicide Squad. Let them say fuck and blow each other up.
Right. One other thing too, like they're kind of leaning into the standalone, but not necessarily.
And the fact that the Batman is a movie that exists in its own continuity,
right.
and that's fine
But like, yeah, the Joker movie is
in its own continuity.
technically a standalone movie.
Yeah.
But there's a huge Easter egg in his apartment. He's got the painting from Bruce Wayne's apartment in Batman from 1989.
Huh.
So there are going to be little crossover things
yeah.
like that. But that's cool. I'm okay with them connecting stuff if they want to.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with them
according-
leaving it
according
unconnected
to-
if they want to.
According
too.
to James Gunn, they're going to try and be more connected again.
That's cool.
And I think what they're going to do is where they said they were going to do with Flashpoint. They're going to just reset everything with the Flashpoint.
That works.
Which is fine because and I kind of want to talk on this real quick as I know we're trying to wrap this up, but Snyderverse fans review bombed this movie.
Fuck.
And we're complaining about it, and I was like, "You guys need to see the forest through the fucking trees."
Did they watch it first, or did they just go?
I think it was before it came out. But anyway, this is what I'm trying to say is like you have to see the forest through the fucking trees, idiot. What did you like about the Snyderverse? Oh, because it was darker and it was a different side of DC. Sure. Watch this fucking movie, and you'll see that you can have a darker movie, but also have light. You can have both. The whole beauty of stories, and you and I talked about this last episode, is you have to have light with dark. You have to have something that, because if it's just sour and dour the whole time, I don't want to watch fucking 3 hours of that.
Yeah, look, man, and that's what the Snyderverse is. I mean,
it's all sadness, all the
whatever
fucking
humor,
time.
whatever humor there is, it feels forced. You know, like, oh, I wrote this to give a human side to the character or whatever. Look,
and nothing in Suicide Squad feels that. The Suicide Squad feels that.
If you give me a piece of paper that says how many characters died, how many characters in the movie Suicide Squad die, and then I had to watch like actual people die, that's not fun. But this is not that. This is violence for violence's sake.
I think if Snyder
and
did
somehow they kept it light.
I think but here's the difference. I think the violence would not have changed. I think Snyder's would have been pretty violent as well.
Sure.
But the difference is James Gunn, like you're trying to, I think is what you're getting at, is James Gunn made it entertaining, made it funny, made it new, made it different.
Gave it heart.
Snyder would all be dour. It would just be like, oh, look at all these dead bodies and everything. It was like, yeah.
Look at the slow pan.
Some weird, yeah. But again, what Gunn does with this, it says, look at these bad people dying horribly.
What was that Snyderverse? Okay, so I think we've talked about it on the show, but there's a thing on YouTube. It's a Snyderverse Civil War.
Yeah, somebody cut together Civil War to make it look like sex.
They literally cut out all the
fun
humor
banter and things that make the scene great.
And the
it's
colors
well.
are all washed out. Yeah.
It looks cool,
but it is hilarious.
Yes, but it's hilarious. And it's just
and Snyderverse fans, go fuck yourself.
Fuck off.
Hey, you know what? There's a seat next to the Rose Tico haters from Star Wars fandom on the ship that we're going to launch into space and get rid of you fucking incel fuckers.
Yeah, you dumbasses are turning into the fandom menace. Like, that's what you're doing, and it's stupid. And
ooh, the fandom menace. Ooh.
I can't take credit for that. The internet.
Shit.
That's an internet term, buddy. No. I'm
so behind.
It's insane because you're missing out on a fucking amazing movie, and you complain, and these are the same people that complain that everything's the same.
Just because
Marvel's all the same, and all these here's a movie that's gonna subvert all of that and change everything, and you're just gonna be like, well, it's not fucking Snyderverse, so fuck DC.
Listen, you know why Chloe Zhao's next movie is gonna be fucking amazing, and she's gonna have all the money she wants to do whatever she wants with it, no matter without studio interference, because she did a Marvel movie. So you might not like these movies, but they are
help
allowing
creators. Yeah.
Yes.
They get more work by doing them.
And just fuck you guys anyway.
Fuck you guys.
Just because something was created doesn't mean you have to see it or interact with it.
And it just, like, as a comic book fan, if you are a real one, I doubt you. I don't think you are, but whatever. I'm not here to gatekeep who's a fucking comic book fan and all that. That's not my responsibility. But as a comic book fan, you should be open to multiple adaptations and interpretations. That's what comic books are about.
Duh.
As long as what I mentioned earlier, you keep the same core character, you can tell whatever fucking story you want.
Yeah. And yeah, you know why I'm not having a problem with the rumors swirling around that they want to make
a Secret Six.
That they want to make the
which
Fantastic
they should do.
Four persons of color. You know why that doesn't upset me? Because they're fictional characters.
Yeah.
And here's the other thing too. Reed Richards' character is not part of his character is not that he's white.
Well, I think canonically, either he's going to be, I imagine he's going to be black in the MCU because Nathaniel Reed is
Richards,
black or Richard.
It's hard because it's Reed Richards, but I'm saying it's okay.
Yeah.
It's
And
okay
I'm sorry,
if a little black
look,
kid sees somebody that looks like him in a movie. That's good for that kid.
I want to end.
Why do you want to shit on it?
I want to end on
thanks.
saying this as we wrap this
Get
up
that out.
and get that out of the way.
Thanks.
Here's what I'll say about that with review buying. By the way, it doesn't fucking work. It never fucking works. Either way,
Did you
good
see he
or
didn't
bad.
give a shit?
Good
either
or bad.
way.
The only
He's like,
thing-
I don't care.
The only thing that matters is the money. Dude, James Gunn said, "I'll live." When they said that, he's like, "I'll live. I don't give a fuck what they think."
He already got the money from Warner Brothers. You shitheads.
And guess what? He's still gonna work for them because he's a genius and he makes money. They don't give a fuck about what you say with your stupid Snyderverse shit. If you were giving them actual criticism, it might be a little different. But it's the same thing I said about fucking Kevin Smith's Master of the Universe. He himself was talking to Netflix about it, being worried about review bombing, and Netflix says, "We don't care." He goes, 5 to 10,000 people complain about it versus the millions of subscribers we have. We don't care. So review bombing doesn't work. Especially when you haven't seen the fucking movie, you idiot. Watch the movie and then form an opinion. God,
So-
it shouldn't be that hard. I shouldn't have to explain to people.
So stop.
I shouldn't have to explain
wrap it
that
up.
criticism requires you to watch or read what you are talking about.
To wrap it up, comics have always been about inclusivity.
Yes.
And if you have a problem with that, honestly, just stop reading comic books. We don't give
Yeah.
a fuck.
Yeah.
Now, to end on a positive note,
Well,
I bought and we'll get out of here.
let's
get out of
let's just I would because if we do that,
Puppies. To end on a positive note, puppies. Puppies playing in cotton.
Legos. We're going to talk about that next episode.
Yeah, next time. No, we've been here.
This is a bonus episode. We're going to do another one.
We've been here way too long.
I was saying like we should do other stuff, and I was like, "Oh, we'll talk about this movie for an hour." And we're approaching an hour 20. It's a good fucking movie.
Now we're gonna go watch it again.
Did you? Hopefully, you've watched it because we just spoiled
right?
it. So hope you enjoyed it. If you're coming back to the end of the episode, that's kind of dumb. Why don't you just watch the movie
watch
and then
the movie
listen,
and then start it where you stopped
yeah.
it.
Why would you
fuck
not
is wr-
just? Why would you skip to this
you-
part of the podcast?
Are you trying to frame our podcast?
You're gonna fuck up our analytics,
like the Suicide Squad
Yeah, you
movie because
fucking-
it's not. You don't take parts and
So yeah, no video again this week because I am moving and my apartment is got nothing but boxes in it and it's cluttered and
Also, I look like shit.
don't really want to put that on the internet.
I look like shit.
Especially all the Snyderverse people. They're gonna fucking review bomb my apartment. You can't sell this thing. You know who supports this? Some fucking SJWs, like some shit like that. Fuck you. Point is, have a great day. Enjoy movies. Don't listen to people that clearly have an ideology about their movies that is their thing, and then they decide to try and ruin it for everybody else, which never makes sense to me. If you don't like something,
I don't care if you don't
watch
like it. Yeah.
You don't have to talk about
That's
it.
what I said. Like, just because something was created doesn't mean you have to interact.
You don't
with
have
it
to
in
love
any
it.
way.
You don't have to hate it. You can just ignore
Do
it.
you think I fucking like reality television? No. But do I sit and criticize it all the time? No, because I just don't need to interact with it in any way, shape,
I
or
mock
form.
reality television, but yet
Sure.
I'm someone who, if I'm not watching superhero shows or doing something for this podcast, I'm usually
I'm saying I'm not
watching
trying to ruin reality
no.
television
I'm saying
for you.
I criticize it and I love it. Is what
right.
I'm saying.
I'm right.
Usually,
just because I don't like it doesn't mean I'm going to come to you and be like, you shouldn't watch reality television because it rots your brain.
in summation,
Because he would say,
in
fuck
summation, criticism should come from how you truly feel, and it should also come from, at least my view. And this, look, you can hate a movie and talk and shit on it.
Sure.
I'm not saying you don't have to do that.
Right.
But for me,
Have a reason.
the way I perceive criticism, the way I like to give criticism, it comes from a place of love. I don't want to hate a movie. I don't want to hate any movie I watch or book that I read.
Yeah.
I want to enjoy it. So if you come in with that ability saying, I want to enjoy it, and then you get disappointed and you don't like it, that's a different story because you're coming in with love. If you're coming in with hate, you're going to hate the fucking movie no matter what.
The only
Never
movie,
have I heard of someone say, I wanted to go in hating this and it won me over.
The only
Never
movie
heard
that didn't work with is Green Lantern. I went in that movie with a lot of love,
And it was bad.
and it was just terrible.
Maybe we'll review that someday.
Yeah.
Someday.
I tried to. Did I tell you?
Only way
Okay.
we review it is when it's like approaching the HBO Max show, because I don't want to have to watch that until I absolutely have to.
I tried to again.
It's like when we tried to watch Fantastic Four Silver Surfer
Yeah.
movie. That movie's
It's
fucking
just
terrible.
not good. It's just
It's
not
so
good.
bad.
You can't get past the.
All right. That being said, coming in with love, we're definitely going to review and talk about movies we hate because it's fun to roast a movie every now and then. But we came in with love, and we left with anger.
Batman Forever.
But seriously, though, enjoy this movie. Hopefully you already have because we kind of have spoiled everything. But I'm just so happy this movie exists.
You might as well have gone to Wikipedia and read the plot synopsis.
And then yeah.
Same
In all
thing.
honesty, final words on Suicide Squad.
Amazing. Great. Go see it. Love it. Love it. Love
Yeah.
it. Love it. Love it. Love it.
I'm so happy this movie exists.
Yes.
It reinvigorated me as a creator.
You just can't stop talking about it.
I can't. I could talk about this movie for the first thing I honestly, truthfully, and this is how I know something's great because I do this with video games too. Once it was over, I wanted to watch it again.
I wanted to write a review.
Yeah. Anyway, thanks so much for listening to this spoilerific coverage of the Suicide Squad here on Off Panel, Off Topic. We will be back with another episode this week. Yeah, that's right. We're doing 2 episodes this week. Motherfuck. Because this was a fun we had to talk about this movie.
I figured out how to end the show. Okay?
Sure.
Okay, so we're on our way. We're out of here. And until Polka Dot Man reforms from a little piece of smudge in Corto Maltese, we'll see you next time.
Wouldn't that be Starro that does that too?
Well, yeah, but, I mean, because they showed his costume at the end. You know, I mean, why are you going to fuck with me like that? Me and Jake running down the street with a handful of comic books, kicking ass and banging chicks and drinking booze
No, not
and
me.
smoking
Not
weed.
me. I'm married.
Yeah, well,
I'm married.
Jake.
Can't do that.
Yeah. Off panel, off topic with Jake and Tyler.